It's the Wilk Report. I'm Michael Wilk, coming to you from Cleveland, Ohio, with an update on the new Halloween franchise. Halloween 2018 co-writer says more movies to come after Halloween ends. This from slashfilm.com. Halloween ends won't be the final Halloween, says writer Danny McBride. This was from last month, but better late than never. Universal revealed plans for 2 more Halloween sequels last week. Halloween Kills will pick up where the 2018 sequel left off. Halloween Ends promises or threatens to end the series once and for all. That will be the 11th sequel, and if you include the Rob Zombie remake and its sequel, there will be 13 movies total. Even Friday the 13th hasn't made it to 13. Writer Danny McBride and writer-director David Gordon Green were at Warner Media's Television Critics Association party for their new HBO show, The Righteous Gemstones. Yeah, this is pretty cool. So yeah, Slash Film spoke to them about whether Halloween Kills would really be the end. They planned for the trilogy and new kills. And of course, Halloween won't end. Seriously, no horror franchise that declared a final chapter ever actually ended. Freddy said The Final Nightmare wasn't the last one. Saw 3D saw the final chapter was not the last one. Friday the 13th even has 2 final chapters, neither of which were the last one. There has not yet been a follow-up to the last Sharknado, but give it time. McBride agrees. God, I really don't want there to be any more Sharknado movies. I really don't. Good God. Who thought Sharknado was a good idea? So yes, sharks and tornadoes together at last. Only on the CV network. Oh my God. Alright, so let's quote McBride here. I think no way, and I wouldn't want it to end, McBride said. I feel like Michael Myers is such an iconic horror character. There's a simplicity to why he's scary that I think it will always be relevant for generations to come. I think we're lucky enough to have a shot at it right now. I'm sure 10 years from now there will be another group of knuckleheads who think they have the answer to what they should do with Michael Myers next. The only thing that will end on Halloween Kills is Green's tenure directing Halloween movies. It'll be my last one, Green said. And then it says they always had a plan for 3. There were rumors that Green would film 2 Halloween movies back to back. McBride reveals they were originally going to go for 3 films. When we were first signed up for it, we were going to originally try to do 3 movies back to back, McBride said. Ultimately, we were kind of all like, let's make sure we can do this one good. Then when we connected with people, we all decided, let's try to continue what we were going to do. Green teased the arc of the trilogy. It's just a continuing story that's got a beginning, middle, and end. I'm excited to begin it, Green said. The middle is chaos and the ending is very satisfying. Doing the sequels one at a time was the right call. Whenever sequels film back to back, the individual movies suffer. Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest at World's End, and even my beloved Back to the Future, Part 2 and 3, each could have been stronger movies with more focus and real endings for the middle parts. Only the Lord of the Rings trilogy pulled it off. So don't bother with Halloween continuity. Yeah, and this is what really pisses me off because I'm a fan of that Midland trilogy of 4, 5, and 6. And I was really bummed when those were discarded in favor of H20 and Halloween Resurrection. Those were both awful sequels that retconned the previous 3 movies out of existence. I never did forgive that. So anyway, for those keeping track, Halloween 2018 skips every Halloween from Halloween 2 to Halloween Resurrection. So this quadrilogy would technically go to Halloween 1978, Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. It's very confusing, McBride laughed. It's just a convoluted way to make everyone have to watch all of them and figure it out. And of course, Jamie Lee Curtis, Easy Sell, and apparently even though she retired from the Halloween franchise twice, first after Halloween 2 and then after Halloween Resurrection, but apparently getting her to come back on Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends wasn't hard to do. So yeah, I mean, that's actually pretty good. And of course, they're working on new kills, but this is what kills me, though, is that the last time we saw Michael Myers, he was trapped in a burning house, locked in the basement after Laurie Strode triggered the trap that she had laid for him, and this is something I'm going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see, how this goes, because like I said, I can kind of understand why they decided to eliminate all the previous sequels, because it had just become such a convoluted mess that I feel it was pretty much necessary to start over with more or less a blank slate. I don't know that I agree with eliminating Halloween 2 from continuity was a good idea. I think they could have found a way to do that and basically retcon H20 and Resurrection out of existence. You could have restored the middle trilogy, because I just feel that having having all those sequels with Donald Pleasance eliminated from canon was just so disrespectful to the actor and his memory, because he passed away in 1995, shortly after wrapping on Halloween 6. That turned out to be his final film, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's just something that I just feel was disrespectful to his memory. But, at the same time, I can kind of understand why they felt the need to get rid of that. But yeah, so what do you think about this? Because the movie that came out last year, the total budget for that, when you take marketing and merchandising and distribution and everything into account, probably in the ballpark of about $20 million. I've heard $15 million, but it's probably closer to $20 million. But the box office total made well over $250 million. So yeah, it had a huge return on investment, because and that's actually the beauty of the horror genre, is that you can spend relatively little on a film but make a huge profit, because your box office net profit is going to be so much larger relative to what you spent making and selling it. So I had hoped that the movie would do well. I didn't think it would do as well as it did. I mean, it just blew everyone away at the box office. So yeah, this is one of those projects that I was excited to go see it at the theater. It was awesome. Had its weak points, which I hope will be tightened up in the next 2 movies. But honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing the next movies. And seeing how David Gordon Green and Danny McBride and the rest wrap up this trilogy. So, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear from you. If you like what you've heard and you want to hear more, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to receive notification whenever we upload new content. And if you want to help support the channel, keep the lights on, help us bring you more content, head over to our Patreon or Subscribestar page. We can't do this without you. Until next time, this is Michael Wilk for The Wilk Report saying take care, good night, I'm out.